In this video I'm going to show you how to create realistic curly fur using Faber Castell Polychromos and Caran Luminance coloured pencils, using Scotch Magic tape to create the highlights. I'm laying down an initial light layer of brown ochre 10% in the direction of the fur and curls, in quite a sketchy process at this stage. You can see here in real time how I roughly add colour to the curls, paying attention to my ref photo but not copying it exactly and wanting more of a semblance of the fur. I'm now using the brown ochre 50% to add in the shadow area of the fur. This will give me an idea as to how the curls will look and where the highlights will sit. And use the burnt ochre 10% to fill in all the highlight areas, again using very light pressure. Taking a piece of the Scotch Magic tape, gently lay it over the area you want to lift the pencil from. I'm using a stylus or one of my pencils to draw then on the tape, and once I lift the tape it brings off a layer of the pencil. In the initial layers it can bring off parts of the surrounding areas, but that's okay as I'm going to be adding loads more layers. I'm now starting to build the layers, adding walnut brown to the shadow areas. Using the burnt ochre 10%, I'm now adding a further layer into the highlight areas. I then use the magic tape again to lift out highlights. What I'm aiming for is depth of colour. I add and then I take some away, and I keep following this same process. I'm introducing Faber Castell terracotta now to the highlight areas. And adding some burnt sienna just to pull out the richness of those shadows. Faber Castell cinnamon is a great colour to add even more depth to the curls, and helps to start blend all of the other layers. Use the Scotch Magic tape and the embossing tool just to lift out more highlights in the curls. You can see how it's starting to lift off less area around the tape now, and you're getting more definite highlights in there. What you'll find when you have picked out some sort of stray hair highlights with the magic tape, you then have other little tiny areas that you can fill with shadow, and that just gives the fur even more depth. I use my putty eraser just very gently just to dab some of those highlights, just to take off even more of the colour. And now using the buff titanium, doesn't have to have a sharp point. I'm now going in over the highlighty areas and actually the shadows as well, with a little bit more pressure, and I'm starting to blend those layers together. You can see here where I've zoomed in, you can actually see it starting to blend everything and give it a really smooth look. You can see now, after all these layers have gone in, when the magic tape's put over the top and small lines are taken out, it's not taking off the area around it, and you're able to get some really precise lines and highlights in there. It looks a little like one step forward, three steps back, but what you're getting is multiple layers and a build-up of colour, but different colour. Every time you're taking something away, you're leaving bits behind, and that's what's going to give you the semblance of the fur. So this is the finished piece, and you can see in the video here the final bits of blending on his little nose there. Thank you for watching my video.